All right, guys, let's talk High Rock Lake, specifically the Piedmont Division of the BFLs. Just fished that tournament this past 2 weekends ago, June 21st. Smoking hot weather. The pre-fish was, I was finding, when I get out in the morning, I'd find mid 80s, and it would climb rapidly up to the low 90s. I'm talking 92, 93 degree water. Not unusual in this time of year, but it's definitely puts the fish in a different mindset. Super hot water and super cold water, the bass seem to act the same. They just kind of shut down. Well, they never really shut down, right? I mean, you're going to catch fish. They got to eat. You just got to figure out where the most active fish are. Book will tell you, go out deep, find moving current. I did all that kind of stuff. Tried the deeper docks, tried moving water down by the dam. Just wasn't working for me. So I went belt buckling below where I like to fish. Went to the back of every creek that was on the lake. And the two most productive creeks I found in the back thirds were Flat Swamp and Abbott's Creek. The interesting thing that happened is when I was pre-fishing, I found those fish on the docks, but I think they were receiving so much pressure that the actual day of the tournament, it wasn't until mid-morning that I was scooting in between two docks and I saw a flooded piece of brush, and it's just a little bitty thing. I skipped it, my lure on in there, pulled a real nice 2 out of there. So that started cluing me into, hey, I might need to slow down a little bit and start looking at this stuff in between, because what will happen a lot of time on those docks, when they get a lot of pressure, they'll push them from the front of the docks around the heaviest area all the way back to the walkways. But in this case, they were actually moving off the docks. So it took me a little while to figure that out and where that movement came in. But once I did, I started catching. Unfortunately, the tail of the tape ended up being caught 3 fish for 612, which wasn't great by any stretch. I had a real nice 3 that came off next to the boat. I had a little bit of a net problem. Then I had another one that coming out of the cover halfway back, she came unbuttoned. Those 2 fish would have changed it drastically. Of course, we all know that. We all have those days. Hate to have that story, but that's what happened. That was a 35th place finish out of 94 boats, which isn't that great, but it's consistent. I started the tournament in 20th, moved me up to 14th place. Gives me a good head of steam going into Falls Lake, which is the middle of July. Falls Lake, you know, it's a windy river-type lake. And I know in this hot weather, the guys are finding them out there on the ledges, throwing heavy jigs, 6XD, 10XD type baits. I don't do that often, so I'm going to have to go to school and figure that out. But looking forward to it. The one thing I want to say is this is my first tournament that I'm videoing on my GoPro. So I'm finding out quick that I'm not a videographer. I'm trying to keep it very natural, very raw type footage so that you guys can see exactly what goes on. So I have to apologize for these first couple. They're going to be a little bit herky-jerky, but we'll both learn together. So next one is Falls Lake. Look forward to fishing with you, and hopefully we come back with first place finish, right?